let's talk Eucharistic miracles. What should a priest do when a consecrated host has been dirtied, either accidentally or by desecration, and can hardly be consumed anymore? In 1962, Pope St. John XXIII approved the latest revision of the Missale Romanum, the Roman Missal, where in the De Defectibus, about the defects chapter, Parter X, num 7 reads as follows: If something poisoned touched the consecrated host, it may be put in a chalice full of water. Buenos Aires during the years 1992, 1994, and 1996, astonishing events occurred in the parish of Santa Maria y Caballito. The mysterious, reoccurring phenomenon left the community searching for answers. The host, instead of dissolving, had transformed into a substance resembling bloody flesh. 1995 to 2005, Jorge Mario Bergoglio had been the new Archbishop of Buenos Aires since 1998. When asked in writing by Father Luis Maria Rodriguez Melgarejo, who succeeded Father Carlomagno as parish priest at St. Mary's, Bergoglio decided to allow further scientific testing on the Eucharistic relics in July 1999. Dr. Castanon, a supernatural events researcher, took an interest in the Eucharistic events at St. Mary's in the following months. On September 28th, Bergoglio approved the new evaluation protocol proposed by Castanon, with caveats of discretion and confidentiality to be maintained at all times during the course of the investigations. Who is Dr. Ricardo Castanon Gomez? He is a clinical psychologist and expert in psychosomatics, biochemistry, and neuropsychophysiology. He is also a great communicator, and his YouTube conferences are very enjoyable to listen to. He understood the gravity of the claims and the need for a thorough examination. The alleged miracle was not taken lightly. Over the years, in many different ways, the samples of the transformed host were sent for scientific analysis. The scientific community, accustomed to the empirical world, was tasked with examining the inexplicable. The world waited with bated breath for the results. The tissue that grabbed the researchers' attention was the 1996 one. It was not easily identifiable and appeared to be infiltrated by a large number of white blood cells, as would happen with inflammation. Analysis revealed the presence of human heart tissue in the transformed host. Moreover, the tissue was found to be from the myocardium, the muscular middle layer of the heart wall, and showed signs of torture. Adding to the intrigue, white blood cells, typically found in living tissue, were also present. Further tests revealed the presence of human blood type AB in the sample. Interestingly, this blood type is also associated with the Shroud of Turin, believed by some to be the burial cloth of Jesus. The scientific community was baffled. The presence of human tissue, particularly heart tissue, in a consecrated host defied any conventional explanation. Some scientists proposed the possibility of contamination, while others suggested natural phenomena that might mimic the appearance of a miracle. There was a need for a more authoritative and definitive opinion. Thus, the research team decided to turn to Professor Frederick Zugibe, chief medical examiner and cardiologist in Rockland County in New York. His academic profile, made up of scientific discoveries and numerous publications, together with his 30-year experience of 10,000 autopsies, is impressive at the very least. On April 20, 2004, the investigators Ron Tesoriero and Mike Willesee were in Professor Zugibe's New York office, and the microscope slides were still the ones prepared by Dr. Lawrence. The meeting was filmed, Tesoriero holding the video camera and Willesee interviewing. Professor Zugibe wished to know the origin of the material to be examined, but the two Australians initially kept quiet. Zugibe scrutinized the samples under the microscope, and his words were recorded. He began by saying, "I'm a heart specialist. The heart is my business. This is heart muscle tissue coming from the left ventricle, near a valvular area." He took a better look and specified, "This cardiac muscle is inflamed. It has lost its striations and is infiltrated by leukocytes. Leukocytes are not normally in the heart, but leave the circulating blood and head toward a site of trauma or a wound. This person's heart has been wounded and has suffered a trauma. The blood flow has been compromised, and part of the myocardium has undergone necrosis. Tesoriero and Willese felt a shiver when Zugibe talked about the presence of leukocytes. The immune system-mediated inflammatory reaction normally takes place as an ordered sequence, and leukocytes can only be found if nourished by an organism that is still living. He affirmed, "This was a live sample at the time it was taken." After a moment of silence to compose himself, Willese dared to ask, "How long would these leukocytes survive for if the tissue were set in water?" The answer re-echoed the one by Dr. Lawrence 4 years prior. They would dissolve within a few minutes and no longer exist. Inexplicable by science. Later he would specify that after such a long period in water, not only would white blood cells disappear, but also any other human cell would lose any recognizable form. Incredible. The Eucharistic sign is kept, along with all the sacred vessels from the 1992, 1994, and 1996 events. I hope this sign will be for others what it has been for me. A path to the discovery of Jesus Christ fully present in the Holy Eucharist.